Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Best to Brush, and today we will do a quick painting of these single miniatures. This one is Gorslav, the Gravekeepers of the Soulblight Gravelords. You can get this miniature from the Warhammer Quest series, The Cursed City. And this one is a hero of the Soulblight Gravelords, which very well paired with the Deathwalker zombies. So this hero could help support the Deathwalker zombie by returning the slain model with its abilities. So it's not much of a painting work if we see from the detail, but still you have to take a closer look to the detail of the various parts, especially the accessories and also the weapons, and we have to do a finishing touch to keep the detail more prominent than the rest of the area. So let's not waste any more time and see the process of the painting itself. So the first step you can do here is to put color into the skin, and you want something more of a pale and brownish color for the skin, and for this we will use the Rakat Velez as the basic layer, and later we will put an additional layer using a more white color to give a more pale color on the skin. And we will continue to color the other major part of the minis, that is the lower robe, and for this one we will use the corn red. Just gonna put basic color red to all over the cloth and robe area, and put another layer a bit later. And next we will use dried bark to color the shaft of the shovel. Dried bark has a more darker, typical tone color, and should give the impression of an old and used wood. And next we are using Mount Frank Brown to color the leftover wooden of this coffin. I also use this for my Deathwalker zombie, so they should run through in harmony. Mount Frank Brown might look a little bit bright at first, but once you've already put them down, they will a little bit more of a shade. And as usual, we use lead belcher to cover most of the metallic area, the shovel, and also the protruding spear on the body of this graveyard. Next we will apply Paxman Glow to the zombies that is on the lower part of the miniature. We will continue using dried bark, and this time for the tree trunk on the base of the minis. We also use dried bark later to color the roots that entangle the dead walker zombies. And for the lump of soil that come from the above the dead walker zombie, we are using the technical Stirland mud. This should give soil looks like rather than we paint it directly. And as usual, I'm using spring soil from the scale 75 to cover the base with this soil looks. Spring soil have a more lighter colors. It have more of a thin brown rather than a tone. And for the next step, we are using weapon bronze to cover this bracer on the handle of the shovel. And also we will color the crown that covering the eye parts of this Gorslav. And for the next step, we will put some shade into all over the miniatures part, especially on this rope and also the metallic part. Just gonna put quite thick acrylic or shade. Gonna let it have to change the color into more of tone color, and later layer with a more lighter color. For the skin area, I'm putting a wash that is less in intensity, and so I'm using the Army Painter medium wash. This one has more of tone intensity compared to the acrylic earth shade. And as usual, I'm dry brushing using razor brush to give that worn out and rusty effect on this shovel and also on the remaining metallic parts. Now we are putting some layer into the skin of the dead walker zombies, and we are using a combination of Paxman glow with a quarter of corpse pale from the Army Painter. Just gonna put the layer, very thin layer, on the exposed part of the skin. We will also do layer on the skin of the Gorslav, and we are using the combination of 50% rock cut flesh and 50% corpse pale from the Army Painter. Just put a very thin layer over all of the exposed area. And now we are applying some layer using Screaming Skull to the spawning area just to give them an extra highlight. We also put some edge highlight using white layer scars into the rim of this shovel. We will also add several extra layers transitioning between the lead belger and the white scar to give more of a non-metallic metal look or reflection of the metallic part on the left side. And finally, we're gonna give some highlight to the lower rope. For this one we will use Mapistone Red, which is somehow brighter than the corn red, which already been shut down using the Agrax Earth shade. And the last thing, never forget to rim the base of your miniatures. It's always good to have a neat miniatures.